This is what I meant about graphics. Maybe some higher resolution textures would be nice, but there's absolutely... The graphics, to me, need absolutely no updating otherwise. So let's take a look at our level here. Need to decide what we're going to do. One of the big things about Amalur is that you can mix classes. So what I'm thinking right now, based on how we've started, I'm thinking I'm going to do a warrior mixed with some magic. Though obviously you can respec at any time. I'm going to go, we have 1 point available, I'm going to go Detect Hidden, I think, because that's going to give us more resources and such. Well, Persuasion is tempting. Oh, no, I needed Blacksmithing, that's right. 3 points. Okay, the Harpoon is very, very useful for enemies who are, like, at a distance. I've never done a hammer playthrough. I'm going to think about that. I may put points into that at some point. Let's put a point here. And again, if I decide to change it up, I'll respec later. Let's go into longswords. Let's put 1 point in sorcery. Physical damage with staves. Yeah, let's put a point in this into staves there. Oh wait, what? It didn't save anything? Oh no, that's right. I need to go close. I need better weapons, and they're waiting for me in Gorhart. But we're gonna go talk to this Praetorian captain here.
I told them we needed more guards. I saw you fighting there. We could have used more of you. Did they really have a troll?
That giant rock thing? Yeah.
I don't know how the Twatha found us, but if they had a troll, it couldn't have been an accident. Fate was kind to collapse that doorway behind you, or they would have chased us into the glade.
Alistar.
They started building here when they found Prismere in the mines nearby. Never thought we'd see Twatha this far out west, though.
So let's ask him about 2 things. That was 1. Let's ask him. Oh yes, we're looking for a fateweaver, aren't we?
Fateweavers? Ah, charlatans. You swears by them. But I'll be damned if I trust my future to some cards.
Farewell.
Good luck out there.
And there is something hidden off over there if you're so inclined. And you can kill these antelope, deer, or whatever, and get crafting resources from them. You can do that to most of the creatures in the game. And yes, I think it's mostly yeah, it's rats. Okay. There's a specific fire skill that I like. Now, come on! There's a fire skill that I like where you can tag enemies. You tag enemies and then you hit it again to detonate it. It's very, very useful for managing mobs just like that. This is a great little place here that Tinder Twig. We're going to put some points into alchemy. Lockpicking. Let's just force it. Sturdy kite. Yeah, see, I might do scepters. I don't have any points in dispelling. I'm not going to do that. I've not usually done scepters. I could do a sword and shield guy with scepters instead of staves. That would be different for me. Never really done much with scepters. Finally, we have another longsword. Strengthening. Rusty. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the daggers. We'll keep the longbow, I think. Let's go to the scepter. I am a great knight, sir. Look at my sword and my shield. Oh, that reminds me, I have to equip the shield. Look at my sword and my shield. Do you have any other weapons you can use? Yes. And pray, sir, what is it? It's a stick. Alright, let's go to Gorhart. He said we needed to find Fomer's Hughes. Not Fomer's Hughes, Agarth. That's right. Confer a temporary bonus. And there are critters here. Beasts that prowl the wasteland. Or the forest. Or the canyons. Yep, that's a bear. So it'll be, there's all kinds, and then sometimes they'll just spawn right out of the ground around you, some of the ground burrowers. Hello, Agarth.
You've come from the tower, haven't you? Name's Agarth. Maybe you can help an old fateweaver, eh?
Hughes sent me to find you.
Did he? Poor old Fomerus Hughes. He respected the way the world works. What a shame. He's probably dead by now.
What makes you think he's dead?
The cards told me that the Well of Souls would work, but Hughes's success would come on the day of his death. He took it pretty well, honestly. Although we did a lot of drinking after that.
That's alright. I was dead too.
You're the one. Then that means it all makes sense now. The cards this morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming.
So let's see what this scepter can do. Oh, come on. Not much. Not at this stage. Press F to continue. Yes. Yep. Yes, you can juggle.
Another victory!
When your fate meter is full, yes. And you can enter Reckoning mode, press F. Increases speed, attack, and power. It lasts until either your fate meter runs out or you fate shift an enemy. Hold X. Okay, let's take them out. Their fates begin to unravel. Come on. Good. Not always spacebar. Where is he?
What? How? What are you? The threads of fate. I've seen them before, but I've never seen anyone manipulate them like that. You just changed how the world was supposed to work. How did you do that?
I don't know. I just did it.
You just... Fate is the will of the gods. No mortal should be able to change it. How is that even possible? Come here. I'm going to do a reading. You might be able to change the threads, but fate will still have a plan for you. I promise not to tell you if I see your death.
Do you always see death?
It's a gift. Some people paint landscapes, other people write poetry. I peer into the weave of fate's tapestry and see people's deaths.
Is this why Hugh sent me?
That would be my guess. He was an academic, but he had a proper respect for fate's plan, unlike most gnomes.
Fine. Show me my fate.
You're nervous. Relax. This is what fate weavers do. I'll be seeing your place in the pattern of destiny. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or, at least, I should be. You're real, right? I swear I haven't had that much.
I'm real. You must be drunk.
I am. But still, I've never seen someone whose fate was just missing. Not even when I was drunk as the King of Ballads. This doesn't make sense. All mortal creatures have a place in the pattern. You should have one too, dead or not. If this is true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then your path is yours to determine.
Ah yes, the fate cards. So that's what we have right now. No benefits. Melee attack, block damage. Now we're gonna go Brawler to start. So what does this mean?
It could mean nothing. Or it could mean everything. The world is changing. You might be a sign of that. Or maybe the cause. I've never had a reason to doubt my own readings. But we should consult with Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got a good eye for the tapestry. I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower.
Farewell.
What could this all mean?
Yes, we have to journey across the map here. So we're here. We have to go to Yolvan, to Arden's hut. That's a fair ways away. We're going to stop in Gorhart. There's a chest there with equipment. And yeah, until you put points in alchemy, collecting plants really does nothing. That's the DLC. You need to be level 10 to produce any to pursue any of the DLC quests. Teeth of Naros as well.
Of all the songs in halls of lore, there echoes none more grand than Olane's many feats of might, the pure and lady of the light. She is a knight of golden knot. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer fae. She is the heart of spring, of day.
Now see, they got it right. You can click on an audio log thingy like that, and then it will continue playing as you walk away. It's one thing that really bothered me about Mass Effect Andromeda. You had to stand next to the source of the audio source in the game until it finished playing. It was why I didn't click many audio logs when I did my playthrough of Andromeda.
Everyone just stand back! The warden can't work when you're crowding so close. Go back to your business. Go on.
I don't care what you race. It's a tragedy whenever anyone's savage like this. Just look at the poor creature. She's been beaten to the brink of death. The Fae may be strange, but they certainly don't deserve this.
What happened here?
It appears she was attacked with some manner of short blade, likely a dagger, although there's no way I can be sure. People simply stood by as she called for help. No one lifted a finger. Can you imagine? It's shameful to treat another in such a way, even if she is a Fae. I don't know whether we possess the knowledge to treat such a wound. Frankly, I don't even know if I could save a mortal with such grievous wounds.
I'd like to help.
Well, you're the only one. With all the troubles we've suffered in this village, people are weary of adversity. They'd rather just ignore it. I'm going to suggest something a bit untraditional. There's a fae named Aery. She spends her days up on the hill overlooking the village. Seek her wisdom. I would do it, but I am a coward. That's the truth. Perhaps a fae will know how to heal a fae. If not, then we're back where we started.
Where can I find Aery?
She spends her days in the precipice overlooking the village. She doesn't think we're aware of her presence, but we most certainly are. Hope you stay in town.
Alright. There are a bunch of quests to do here. I wanna... Come on, turn around. Next thing you know, I'll be attacking one of the townspeople. And yes, you can do that. And then you get thrown in jail. And then you have to bribe the guards to let you out. She doesn't... I don't see any blood. Alright, this chest right here contains DLC armor and gear and such. And it level locks to... It matches whatever level you are when you open it.
Why are its gates forever closed? These are the questions we all should be asking.
So if you want the gear that's in here, but want it to be better than it is, don't open the chest right now. But it's good armor for the early level, and by the later levels, the stuff that we craft is generally going to be better anyway. I'm going to take the shepherd armor. Why, might you ask? Because this was part of a cross-promotion that they did with Mass Effect. So this is basically the N7 armor in, well, the N7 version of the armor in Kingdoms of Amalur. And weapons, well... The Omni Blades. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the Scepter for now, but we'll be Commander Shepard for a while.
Don't believe Father Dinwell when he tells you that Mitharu was male. Mitharu is a god, not a mortal. She is all of us, not some of us. Are we not lied to enough? We are at war. We scrabble for every second. We live in fear of one another. Shouldn't the mission unite us?
You would think. Okay, I think the blacksmith is in the inn. Let's pursue this quest for now and see if we can find this fae. Every single area has its own unique visual appeal. Now, what do we got here? Oh, these dudes. I believe they hit you with the plague if they actually touch you. So you want to avoid that. Okay, now that did damage. Ah, he got me. And I believe the longer streaks you can get going, the more fate points you will receive. Wolf? He's just walking away. Okay, and now I'm bleeding. Jeez. And there are a few hard enemies that you want to save your fate shifting skills for. Oh, yeah, let's pick the lock. Shit. But most of the time, if you've got the ability to fate shift, go ahead and do it. It builds pretty quickly. There we go. Repair kit, important. Yes, stuff does degrade. Aery should be right here.
May your hollow gods keep you, mortal. I am called Aery. Your face is new to me. You're different from those in Gorhart. They amuse me, and I strive to learn all I can from them. Have you come to ask about the Tuatha? I can offer only what I know, and hope it will suffice.
A Fae has been injured.
Yes, I witnessed this crime, although I did not recognize the one who perpetrated it. It is often difficult to distinguish one mortal from another. The victim was Illuvia, but I knew her only by name. You must be hoping that I can offer advice, but I cannot. If she is meant for the Great Cycle, then so be it. However, I would be quite interested to find out whether one of my kind would benefit from one of your mortal remedies. I've always wondered. It will need to be powerful. Your delicate forms are far more sensitive than ours. In fact, it's astounding that you survive as long as you do.
Where can I find a potion?
Perhaps your mortal apothecary can provide one. You can always create the potion yourself if you possess the skill.
So what was that you said about the Great Cycle?
All of us are at the mercy of the changing seasons, mortal and fey alike. If it is one's time to pass into the Great Cycle, then we must not protest. The passing is keeping with autumn, and is as natural as the eventual rebirth. Farewell.
Yes, because the Fae are immortal. Find greater healing. Oh, come on, the wolves respawned already. Oh, come on! Wow, double hit. We tied. You wager everything you have, and you tie.